like that, our fourth member, he comes back.
Hold on, give me a minute. So I put the other earbud in, and it was so muffly.
Cryptid, what did you say?
Our fourth member.
Oh.
Cryptid, you're really muffly. I thought it was me. It was not me.
Let's see. Can you guys hear me now?
No,
Yeah.
I hear fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were just like really like loud and muffled on my end.
Gotcha. So
Hold
we're
on,
here,
I gotta go to
guys.
the accounts.
Gotcha.
When y'all outside?
Nah, Witch just has like a new mic.
Yeah, I have a new mic.
Whistling sound?
What was that, Austin?
Am I the only person to hear that sound? Am I the only person to hear that sound?
I'm not hearing anything.
What about you, Jake?
I hear you. You just sound faint. That's what you're asking.
Not me. Do you hear a sound?
Yeah.
I'm hearing like loud, kind of like a whistling sound.
Oh.
Oh, I think it's me.
Yeah, I am hearing that. I'm hearing that. Yep.
I think it was me. Ah, my mic. I'm gonna unplug my heater.
Wait.
Hold on.
Gotcha.
Cryptid, start the episode because I got to do this and then get fix my PC.
Okay. So
Is
you
it
want to
better?
start now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm posting it on the socials real quick.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. So you guys want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, welcome to Comic Fanatic Live 2024. You're here with me, CryptZeeker415, advocating for justice for Thanos.
Ew.
Oh, I guess I'm Jake Tell. I didn't know we were live. I thought when I said start, I meant like go live. Like, I'm Jake Tylenol, the one who was surprised today. And what if we all were in agreement about the season that we're talking about today?
I think we all are in agreement of the season.
Okay.
I'm Ace Comics, Austin. Yeah, we got to get. I'm tired of what up already. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he. And yes, this is a new mic. Thank you for asking. Okay. I'm satisfied. Now, do we have...
Plug in our socials.
Oh!
Wait, I know. You forgot the best part. Together, we form the Fanatics, and we talk about the comic news and reviews of the week.
We do
Yay.
that? We don't just tear each other's throats apart?
Well, we can do that some days, but you can also find us on social media sites such as Twitch.
Hi. First of all, subscribe to the fucking YouTube channel because I have a new mic so you guys can hear me more clearly now. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at Comic. I do post most of our updates on there. I did forget to post Happy New Year's on there, so Happy New Year's to the Twitter peoples. But I did remember to post it on the Instagram. Ooh. You can follow us there at Comic Fanatic 2.0. I did post that lovely middle piece there. If you can find the mistake, you don't get a cookie because I am not shipping you a cookie. Bother Cryptid about that. And if you want to personally follow moi, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. Yes, I will be changing my profile pic very soon. I'm just trying to find the right one. And if Instagram and TikTok, I'm most active on TikTok, by the way. You can follow me at witch_of_Jotunheim. Lots of cool things are being posted there. So just wait and see what the new year holds.
Yay.
And if, like I said, if you want to find Austin, he is in the picture. I made sure that he was in the picture. Don't worry, he's right there. You can see him with the face. If you want to find Jake, the last time I saw him, he was in South Africa. You better not be trying to do an apartheid, I swear. And if you want to try to find Cryptid, come on, you guys should know better by
Pledge allegiance in front of an eagle 3 times, and I'll appear magically.
Yeah, and he's there to give you a lobster tail. He'll give you a lobster tail.
What was that, Jake?
The Cape of America.
You have to do like a whole
Okay.
special ritual just to find cryptid. Don't worry.
Gotcha. But anyway, guys, want to get started?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So how do you describe this overall thoughts, or just the episodes first?
Episode by episode. We're talking about
Hey,
what
Ted.
if people.
It was kind of
Hey,
meh.
Tevye. Happy New Year, Tevye.
One of the Tevye, I can't see right now, but
Yeah.
one of the stronger episodes of the season, in my opinion,
I agree.
is
I second
what
that.
if season. Yeah, is what if Nebula joined the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
I like that
I thought
episode.
this
It
was
was
a
a good
very strong
episode.
episode.
It started off rocky. It started off rocky for me when they established that Ronan was the one that slaughtered Thanos. I'm like, are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah, it's so like the way I do it is like in What If comics, sometimes you just gotta like throw away something so the premise can work. So you have to just accept that, like, oh, this character has to die for this premise. Knowing
that was the most fine Thanos stuff he had. The whole point of Ronan getting the stone was because he wanted to go kill Thanos. The plan.
No,
Yeah.
he wanted. No. Thanos needed. Ronan.
Once he got the stone, he told Thanos, "I'm going to kill you." That's in the movie.
But he didn't have the stone in this.
He had Nebula and them go steal it. Yeah, he had the stone.
No. If he had the stone, he would have destroyed that shield that was protecting Nova Corps.
You see him use the stone to beat Thanos. That's what killed him.
Did he? I don't recall seeing that.
The whole point of the shield was to keep him from getting down to the planet where he could destroy the planet.
Yeah, I'll check in. I'll check in the background, but I'll check in the background. But so the premise is that Thanos has died in the events of Guardians of the Galaxy. Never quite happened. So Ronan just kind of got the stone unopposed. In their last desperate stand, the Nova Corps sealed off their planet from Ronan. And as a result, the Nova planet has gone to a lawless society, essentially. I love how when I looked this up, actually, when I was looking up the episode clip, someone actually already did a fan concept of this. If you want to check it out, fans, watch the Miss the Part. That's the name of the YouTube channel. And if you want to see his interpretation of it, go ahead.
Of what?
Of what if Ronan killed Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy. So he apparently did that. But yeah, so this episode stars Nebula as a noir cyberpunk detective, and I actually when the premise really got going, I really liked it. Like, I liked the whole thing up until a point. I think, and this is going to be a running theme for a lot of these episodes. It was good until Thor 3 creeped in.
You're talking about Korg. Okay, can I just comment on that? Because you guys know my feelings on Taika Waititi and all that stuff. I was okay with Korg being in here since everything else was being treated serious. Korg was just there as comedic relief, so I could tolerate that level of Korg. All right, just enough. That's it.
His brand of humor is so far left of where the episode is. I just didn't really like it. But like you said, it's not the worst. It's just it just kind of took me out of the episode. But it wasn't like the rest of it was fine. There was kind of a thing though I didn't like about this episode, like kind of how, because we're doing spoilers, guys. So like, if you don't want spoilers. The show, so in this, they kill Ronan in the most simplistic way, where it's like, damn, y'all should try this
like why didn't you guys do this like 2 years ago?
That's a problem with like having to start a premise and end the premise all within the span of one episode. Because they were trapped in that in the plan for what, 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll probably be stuck for 5 years. They're only there for 2 years by the time the events happen.
Oh, okay.
So keep in mind, I can't actually hear the audio because I'm doing this all on my computer, but I'm looking at the clip, and it doesn't really say Ronan has the stone, and his staff doesn't seem to have it.
See?
So,
is his hammer going purple?
No, there's no purple glow.
No.
It's just a black.
See?
It's just
See?
black.
See?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying. Dude, that's the only way it makes sense. You only
No. The only way it would make sense of Ronan defeating Thanos would be if he had the Infinity Stone, but this episode didn't clarify if he had the stone. It gave evidence to show that Ronan didn't have it by him not destroying the shield. He destroyed the shield in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 because he had the Infinity Stone. Remember that?
Now, granted, I don't have the audio. I don't have the audio playing, so if an audience member can actually hear the audio or and wants to chime in and tell me that or tell us, that's cool too. But based off what I'm seeing, I don't see any evidence he has this stone. So, you know. But that said, I thought to get the premise going, I thought it was a good episode. It was decent. I love how brutal it got when Nebula. There was like a scene where Nebula kissed her ass like fucking hard.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool aspect.
We're hearing some background wrinkling noises now.
No, that's from me. Don't worry about me, man. I just wanted to eat some chips. Is that a crime, Cryptid?
Yes.
Everybody
Yep.
But
I don't know how this works.
But yeah, so like I said, I think it was a very decent episode. A strong start, I think. It wasn't a great episode, but I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. So,
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I can appreciate the noir aspect of it. You know, it's just one or two hiccups. Yeah, I guess you could call 3 hiccups in this episode. One being the Thanos situation, the other being Korg, and the final one being how Ronan was defeated. But aside from that, episode was good, decent. You know, I did like seeing Nebula end up donning the Nova Corps uniform along with Yondu's signature mohawk and trench coat. You know, that was neat.
I don't.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Really no reason to do that. Nothing with the premise of the Guardians not forming or Nebula joining the Nova Corps to put Yondu at this point.
I don't think details like that. Like there's some Nebula. Like if it's the case that Ronan killed Thanos at the Infinity Stone, that's a bit question. That's like something like that should be shown. But I don't think a detail like that matters because, like, in a universe where we don't have to worry about the Guardians, it could be pretty easy. Like, maybe he didn't even pick up Quill because he's like a darker version of himself. Maybe he just wanted to go there and he's on a mission.
No. My problem with it is that the Ravengers were still part of the assault, and the only reason Yondu even got soft enough to do that was because of Quill.
Right.
Yeah, didn't you pay attention, Jake?
I'm saying like for a detail like that, to me, it could be any reason because it's a different version of history. But it's not the same as last season where it's like I have to believe that like T'Challa kill Thanos out of being mass genocide, or like I have to explain like how did Ronan, again, assuming this is the case, Ronan killed Thanos not an Infinity Stone in his hand. Like I don't think
but that's my problem. These what ifs are supposed to be built off of stuff we know, but you're changing fundamental stuff we know without saying like did it or if there would change even matter.
Yeah, if it affects people, I understand that. Just for me, that particular detail, I can't speak for the whole season because it'll be case by case for me. But that detail, so that's whatever. But yeah, that was the episode. I guess we can move on to the next one. Unless you guys have some final thoughts.
No.
All good. All right, who wants to open up the next one?
Oh, geez, not the next one.
I guess I'll go again. This one is, what if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest hero? I thought that was an okay one as well. I have a problem with it.
You got to see the Avengers form in the 80s. You know, that was nice. You got to see Hank Pym in action with T'Chaka. Let's see, you got to see Goliath finally make his appearance. The only kind of hiccup I did have was the inclusion of the Winter Soldier in it. You know?
I know they explained why, but I get it.
But even if, yeah, because the Russians saw that as a threat when Peter Quill came in, so they had a joint project. They decided to have a joint project with the Americans and send in the top operative. But no, that's not what. But yeah, that's not what I had a problem with. My problem was, well, at this point, Winter Soldier, he's a cold-blooded assassin. He is not going to compromise in anything at all. Like if he has to kill a child, damn, he'll kill that child right in between the eyes. But in here, he was hesitating, and even just mentioning Captain America, that was enough to snap him out of his mind control.
Keep in mind, they had to constantly keep mind controlling him and putting him back under cryostasis. The MCU has stated, I believe in Winter Soldier, I think they did that, yeah.
When they showed he was like starting to remember things that they didn't want him to remember, and that was because he was in front of Captain America. That's why they had to re-brainwash him then. But overall, he fought Captain America throughout that whole movie, and still, while he was resisting, he was overall still being a mindless assassin. But here, just mentioning his name was enough to break the control. I found that kind of odd.
Details like that are a bit weird. I think there's also the other problem. I think we can address like a problem that this series has is that like the episodes might be too short for what it wants to tell.
Yes.
I think if it had like maybe 10, 24 minutes, I think you probably could have gotten an answer for that, like more build up to that. I think. I will say this though, and this will be more apparent later. Whoever does the choreography for this show, they're really good. Like the action choreography in this series, regardless of who's fighting, is like really good to me. So, I did like seeing the Avengers fight.
So. It was nice to see Hope interact with Peter Quill, as kids,
Yeah, I thought that was like a weird pairing I didn't expect. Well, not like but like
I don't know why they let this little girl in one of this dangerous facility like that. And
they really shouldn't.
I know, right? You couldn't hire a babysitter, Hank.
And in that respect, we 100% agree. But I just like the interaction. That's what I said. Like I just played the lead. It was like, oh well, at this time Hope would be a kid. Maybe we could do something.
Which I'm curious on your opinion on how they handled Marvel in this.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'm just gonna preface off with this that I don't care that they gender bent Marvel, but I do care about Marvel a lot because he was one of the characters that got me into Marvel in the first place. I liked how they treated her more in this episode of What If than in the entirety of Captain Marvel. Yeah. Like, the gender bending thing, I don't really care too much about. They could get creative with it, like, in the main MCU, but they didn't because fuck me, I guess. But I did kind of like how they had her in this episode.
Okay. She was energetic. I mean, she had personality in this.
At least she had a personality. Jesus Christ, she had like nothing in the movie.
She was there to be the Uncle Ben after all.
Do not compare Marvel to Uncle Ben. I fucking swear I'll fight you.
Well, no. I'm saying that in regards to the Captain Marvel movie. She had to be the one to die.
Okay, better watch your tone. Watch your mouth.
But
okay.
So like this episode, I was like.
Yeah, I never thought I would see like an interaction between Winter Soldier and Howard Stark. That was a little bit of a surprise twist.
A missed opportunity. They should have said because this because once you get to Eternals, like it doesn't really make any sense. It didn't really make any sense in Guardians of the Galaxy's context, but it doesn't make sense especially now. Like Ego should not be a Celestial. He doesn't look like a Celestial. I guess he functions a little bit like it. I really wish when Thor came down, he would have said like, "Oh, there's some planet going around thinking he's a Celestial, and he keeps like, destroying other planets."
Nah, Ego. I recall in Guardians.
No. The Celestial thing works out because we know Ego's now the thing in the middle of the planet. They even can say that's the former celestial egg. He just evolved weirdly.
Okay.
I guess. Okay. Yeah, I can live with that.
He did mention in Guardians 2, like, he was a smaller version of a Celestial, or a small god, anyway, you know?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought that was a coping mechanism. I'm a Celestial. So, I think that would have been way more interesting for his character. But I do like Austin's rationale. I don't know. I thought it would have been funny if he was coping.
Gotcha. So how'd you guys feel about Peter Quill in this?
He's a kid. What do you want me to say?
He's a kid. All his fun and childlike nature got swiped away by his father, you know?
Yeah. You know what this episode reminded me of? The Michael Korvac episode of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Where there's fighting a god-like character who doesn't know like what he's doing or like all this stuff like that, and then kind of like save him. Like that. So that's what it kind of reminded me of in a good way. So that's what I thought of Peter Quill.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Gotcha. Any other final thoughts, Austin? Okay. I guess with that we can move on. I'll take this one. Hold on a sec. Okay, what if Happy Hogan saved Christmas?
Oh, God.
From what I've seen of it, so there's 2 episodes I didn't really fully watch, and this is one of them. It looked fun.
I agree. This was definitely one of them as well.
Yeah, you know what you're getting when it comes to a Christmas-themed episode. Try not to think too much about it. But, like, there's only one hiccup I really did have with this. It was when Happy Hogan became a Hulk, right? Simply by just getting a needle shot of Hulk's blood. So are you really just going to establish that all it takes to be a Hulk is just getting Hulk's blood? Because that seems to be the big thing.
It's not a down to end thing. It's a silly what if thing. It's not even fucking real, bro.
No, I'm not. I mean, you saw that with She-Hulk. You saw that with the leader. I'm pretty sure you saw that somewhere else.
In She-Hulk, that guy stole a lot of their blood and had to put it through a whole lot of other things to make it adaptable to his body. Yeah. He ain't just injected himself with She-Hulk blood and then got.
Well, to be fair, I think when it comes to the Banner bloodline, they get like the more perfected version. But it seems like if you're not like a part of them, you get like offshoots. So like
the She-Hulk established that because she was related to Bruce, the same blood type and all that other stuff, she kind of just got the same power. But you know they gave that bullshit reason why she was able to control it better. The guy in there was stealing her blood and put it through a whole lot of tests and stuff so it could be made to fit his body, and it still didn't fully work on his body.
Yeah, but then in the Christmas special, Hogan just got a dose of Hulk's blood.
Things, bro. They don't care.
Okay.
If you ain't learned that right now, they don't care about the details.
But but in this one too, even it's not even like because Hulk is like a more like he's like a man. Like he still looks like a guy. Like you know what I mean? Like what's this called? Like the Freak or something like that. Like he still looks like kind of like morphed, like he formed in a kind of.
No, you know that one mockbuster Hulk movie, I think the Incredible Hulk or something like that. I posted that on Twitter, and then someone stole. Look up. Yeah, whatever the fuck it was called. It was like the really bad CGI movie with a Hulk-like character. Reminded me of. I posted that on Twitter. My personal Twitter, you should follow. Link.
Cool. But anyway, like that was just the only hiccup. I mean, I get what they were trying to go for. Like this was them establishing a Hulk Hogan joke, you know? Wink, wink, Hulkamania. But aside from that, I really did like seeing Justin Hammer come back. Yeah. You know, I feel like he had untapped. I feel like he had untapped potential. Like Justin Hammer, his whole premise was that he was just a wannabe Tony Stark, you know?
Yeah, what villains don't want to be a wannabe Tony Stark? That's like half of these villains.
I like that. I did see, like I said, I saw a lot of the clips that basically pieced together episodes. I did like seeing him in the Hulk clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His little quips with Maria Hill, like, oh, you just earned yourself a whole lump of coal, you know? Yeah. Yeah, he had personality in this. Although I did.
Hello? Cryptid?
Oh.
Cryptid died.
Well,
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, it did I did find that funny when, like, you know, he had all this software to hack into Stark Industries and this stuff, but then when he finally got to his laboratory, he resorted to having his henchmen use sledgehammers to open the door. Huh. Okay. I guess you have to cut costs somewhere, at least, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, I mean, for a Christmas episode, it was fine. I mean, I didn't hate it, but it's not my favorite.
It's not a violent night.
Oh,
yeah, no, we like Violent Night on this podcast, audience. We like Violent Night.
That could compete with Home Alone as one of the top holiday-themed movies.
Cryptid, I have a holiday movie recommendation for you. You should go watch Tokyo Godfathers. That movie is great. It's the perfect Christmas movie.
I haven't even watched Die Hard yet. I have a list. I haven't even watched Die Hard yet. I still have a list of holiday movies to get through.
It's January. You gotta watch Tokyo Godfathers before next Christmas. It's really good. You will love it. It even has like a Jesus and Virgin Mary allegory in there. You'll have to look into that.
Gotcha.
It's good.
Before we do, before we look into that, let's look into the next episode.
Oh, my least favorite episode.
Yeah, Austin. Go ahead, open up.
Okay.
Austin.
So Iron Man entered. What is it? It's Iron Man entered the Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Bro, you doing fun? I got the name.
Okay, he entered. Damn, it's not the exact title, but it's basically he just warps into the Grandmaster's planet.
Yeah, after the events of the first Avengers movie, even with this was also my problem with season 1. I don't like any of the Tony Stark centered episodes. I really don't like them. It's because I guess it's like I have that Tony Stark fatigue, but I just don't really like this episode that much. Like, it's kind of meh.
Well, with the reason you feel like that, because I don't know if you remember, this is supposed to be the episode from last season that got cut.
Oh yeah, that was one thing I was surprised about by the end. Like, oh wait, this was the episode that was supposed to present Gamora? What?
This episode is like, it's like I wanted to like it because I liked everything that had to do with Tony Stark, but I hated everything that had to do with Thor 3. This episode,
Go ahead.
I was like, the episode opens up with Tony talking to the Grandmaster, and I swear this scene is like maybe 2 minutes, but it feels like 5. Because it's like the Grandmaster won't stop making jokes, and I'm like, Tony's already gonna do that. Why does the Grandmaster
like it worked in Thor Ragnarok? It does not work here.
Yeah. You guys remember I said like I was tolerable over Korg in the first episode, and in this I'm just stop it, like PT, get the hell out of my life, dude.
He dragged down every scene he was in for me, but that doesn't mean everything was bad. I really liked I liked Tony like himself in this episode. It kind of reminded me of like why I like this the iteration of Tony Stark the character, how he's like how he perseveres, how he's really driven,
how
his ideas,
the stuff he can make out of just junk. Like you saw what he did with junk, like when he made his first armor, right? So
He
what does
made
he
an
do
armor
with
out of a
with
bunch of
his?
scraps
Yep.
in a
So
cave.
what? And in here, we got to see him build an armor out of the scraps of the Grandmaster's world, which which can actually transform into a race car in this one. So yeah, that was cool.
I like.
He made a transformer.
A transformer.
Yay!
What I've been asking for is how we talk about transformers.
I liked Tony and Gamora together as well. They had to really kind of shortcut it a bit because, again, another problem, like, we don't have the time to really develop it. But, like,
I think the biggest problem, the whole franchise.
Yeah. But Tony and Gamora is, like, they're because I didn't think Tony was like, yeah, I also have to deal with the dad who defined my whole choices and led me down a bad path, but eventually I broke free of that, and you can too. Like, I didn't think of that connection between them, but I like that the writers thought of that connection.
Yeah, it is amazing how close Tony is when with both Gamora and Nebula. How much he has in common with both. You never think of it that way.
They both had the same dad. It was not that hard.
But yeah, I do like I like that aspect of it. I like the whole race. I just felt like we could use less Grandmaster and more Tony and Gamora bonding. Again, Korg came in and just like killed the vibe a lot from him, but it was okay. It was alright.
Do you think there's any question, Jake? Do you think there's any salvaging with Korg going forward?
I would have liked it if in the Nebula episode, because this is a darker version of the universe, Korg was his comic book counterpart. I thought that just would have been fun.
Okay. Have him be dark, deeper voice. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. Just for that episode, just for that one, and then we could have done this.
But I doubt Taika Waititi will want to do that.
Yeah.
In terms of what else to talk about this episode?
That wasn't gonna happen. Any story that's actually based on anything that we supposed to know, they're not gonna change the characters.
Yeah.
Because that's not how the universe will be the same until that change.
It's true.
Gotcha. Another thing about this episode that I didn't like, they brought in Thanos to get killed, and the look on his face was, yeah, whatever.
Did he kill them there? No, because remember in What If Season 1, they were coming up with were they trying to destroy the Infinity Stones or trying to destroy Thanos? I think they killed him there.
Like, Thanos is just getting screwed over in any What If episode he's in.
Right, but I don't think he doesn't die there, does he? Because
he gets no. In this episode, right? Gamora touches him with the Grandmaster staff, that liquefies you, and that's how Thanos dies in this universe.
Yeah, I guess what I'm confused about is so in Season 1, and I could be misremembering Season 1, when we first saw these two together, they were coming up with a plan to, I thought, kill Thanos. Like, they hadn't done it yet. So is this after that? Because you got to remember, this was going to be in Season 1.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
No. But this would have been before that scene, though. That's when she gets picked by the Watcher. And in that scene, Tony was on his way back to Earth.
Yeah. In this episode, the ending of this episode was Gamora going to Tony and saying, "Yeah, I still need to take you to Thanos," and that's how the episode ended, with that final scene of Gamora killing Thanos.
Okay.
And keep in mind, when we saw Gamora in Season 1, right, in her home world, Tony already had that armor he constructed in the Grandmaster's world. So this episode had to have been before she crossed over with the Guardians of the Multiverse.
I guess. Well, the scene had to be.
I guess very loose.
Yeah. I kind of feel like the connect. Maybe if I rewatched that episode, the connectivity is better. It's just the connectivity between that and the finale.
Gotcha.
But
Okay, then. I guess with that.
Worst episode for me.
Gotcha. All right. With that.
No. So in Season 1, the Watcher, when he talks about Gamora, he does say survivors of car and destroyer of Thanos.
So what does that mean?
That means he killed Thanos. He was the destroyer of Thanos.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear the last part you said. I thought you said daughter of Thanos. I was like, oh, so what does that
Yeah.
mean?
No, destroyer of Thanos. So by the time she got taken, season 1, she had already killed him.
So they're just trying to destroy
the finale. I got this from the finale episode. Watch her dialogue.
Okay. So they're just trying to destroy the Infinity Stones to end the cycle, I guess.
I guess. But alright then. With that, I guess we should move on. Hold on a sec. Alright, I'll tackle this one. What if Captain Carter fought Hydra Stomper?
Oh wait,
Okay,
I need to find something.
Gotcha.
It's related
Okay, this
to
was
this,
the-
I promise.
You need to find a song for your fight. Because all we're hearing is you eating and drinking.
Yes, loud background sound. Okay, this was the episode I was most dreading because you guys know I just don't like it when Captain Carter is just rehashing a lot of things from the MCU Captain America, and specifically I hate Winter Soldier always being tackled in any Captain America adaptation at this point. And this episode didn't open up strongly for me because hey, it was Captain Carter doing what? Saying the same thing Captain America was saying in Avengers 1, taking his spot. Hey, Iron Man, Thor, you guys handle the Chitauri on the sky. Black Widow, me and you will handle the ground troops down here. This and that. Didn't like that part. Oh, and it took Captain Carter and Black Widow, those two alone, to defeat Loki.
If I remember Avengers correctly, I think everyone took a turn beating on Loki for a minute. So
No.
Remember?
No. In Avengers 1, Cap fought Loki. Cap could barely do anything.
that is true.
Yeah.
And Loki gave up once Iron Man showed up. That's the only time Cap fought Loki in that movie.
Yes.
But
you also got to keep in mind, like, Asgardian physiology, like, just a typical Asgardian is stronger than a super soldier, They could bend steel just with hands. Okay, I could. Yeah, he also had the Infinity
Loki was like moving back. He wasn't like recoiling or anything from Cap.
Yeah, he had the he had the Infinity Stone with him as well. So
yeah,
that makes it even worse. So you're telling me Captain Carter and a Black Widow alone could defeat somebody with an Infinity Stone?
Don't even get me started.
You act like he's using the Infinity Stone. Just throwing the Infinity Stone doesn't mean anything. He didn't even know it was an Infinity Stone.
Okay. But, like, that's the least of our problems. The least of my problems or things I had to say about this episode. Going forward, I like
She's just
that
not an interesting character at all. It's basically just Steve Rogers as girl. And they didn't even do anything really interesting with it. That's why I really don't like her as a character, and don't even get me started with her origins.
I'll agree with you to a point. Go ahead, Austin.
Let me say this real quick. Because it isn't said in the episode. But the only interesting thing I found, which I found outside the episode, that doesn't really help my enjoyment of the episode, the reason they did the Red Room instead of Hydra is because with Captain Carter becoming the face, of the soldier stuff, more women wanted to list, more women wanted to be like her, more women wanted power.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the Red Room got way more people ready, way more Hydra was even ready to let loose.
Yep. And that's also apparently why we get the Wasp in the Avengers instead of the Hulk.
Also, I read that. Not, just so people know.
Yeah. That's what I also read too. Okay, we don't have a Hulk in this universe because of that.
I mean, we might have Hulk, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I'm on an Alpha Flight Discord server, and in our off-topic chat, they were talking about this Captain Carter, and one of them mentioned shout out to Batcow for posting this. So they were like, if you want to keep the same aesthetic and not change it, here's what you could possibly do. And just let me read out all the points before you give shit. Hypothetical situation on how to make this character a little bit more interesting. this is just Backhell's interpretation. 1, make her Welsh. 2, make her come from a poor mining family. 3, make her nomad. Hold on, Cryptid. Jesus, I'm not in the mood for this bullshit. Anyways, 3, make her nomad moment. I'm reading a list, man. This isn't even my list. I even mentioned it wasn't my list. Like, make her nomad moment when Thatcher is in power and fully breaks her belief that things can get better. 4, make magic, but don't give her any of it. She just punches wizards and determines through fey riddles. And 5, make her be the Captain America that fucks, because Steve Rogers did not fuck when he was Captain America. Which, make her fuck. I don't care.
They literally confirmed that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to take She-Hulk for canon, but not
even She-Hulk. Even before that, when people asked the Russo brothers for Captain Virgin, they said no.
Well, wait, let's finish going over the episode, and then we can.
Okay, I was just really thrown off by that. Make Captain Carter Welsh. I was like, what the fuck is that?
You don't know what Welsh is? Keep in mind the Welsh. Keep in mind, you should look up the history on how the UK became the UK. It's very interesting. The Welsh were treated like shit. Just letting you know that now. And Steve Rogers
Carter's English.
Yeah, can you let me finish my fucking point, Cryptid? Please?
Go ahead.
Okay,
I mean, we're getting completely off topic
keep in mind.
Episode,
hold on, it's related. It's related. So basically, if the audience doesn't know, Steve Rogers is the son of Irish immigrants, and if you know anything about the history of the Irish in the U.S., they were also treated like shit. They were also treated like shit by the English. So I think doing something like that, like similar with Captain Carter, probably would have made her story a little bit more interesting. But that's just me personally. I'm not. No one's gonna take this shit to heart because we're not gonna get that. I found out that Haley Atwell was a TERF, so you know. To each their own, I guess.
That just sounds like you're just taking another thing from Steve and just putting it onto Peggy. Like,
no, because Peggy as Captain Carter is not even that interesting. Peggy Carter on her own stand, like on her own front, is way more interesting than Captain Carter. No offense. We'll circle back around to that later.
We'll agree with that at least. But anyway, going back to the episode
I'll talk more on this when we get to the last episode.
Yep. All right, because I do have problems with Captain Carter, but that won't be until later. Okay, as far as the episode is concerned, I like how it wasn't like beat for beat Winter Soldier. Like, you know, it wasn't Hydra or wasn't like, you know, the conspiracy of Zola making this algorithm or anything like that. You know, you had the Red Room in this, which gave a little bit of a better twist to it, well, for Captain Carter at least. And, you know, it better involved Natasha Romanoff in this story. You know, as far as the fight between Captain Carter and Hydra Stomper, you know, I like the fight scenes overall, but there were just some moments where I'm like, okay, you're really stretching Captain Carter as being a superior version than Steve in a lot of areas.
You're talking about how much weight she has on her punches and stuff for some reason. Some punches, she'll punch the regular, and then some of them she's sitting Steve like flying 20 feet away. It's like,
yes.
It's more, to me, that's more because it's animated. That's kind of, because people are asking now who's stronger, Captain Carter or Captain America, and I'm like, well, she has the benefit of being an animated character to me, so I don't think it's really...
Jake,
she also had a regular body before she got the super soldier film.
No, you see, I kept giving Captain Carter the benefit of doubt with this being animated, because you could get away with a lot of animated stuff as opposed to live action. But the further we went along with Captain Carter, like, she's fighting stuff that are beyond super than anything that Steve Rogers has fought. And dude, It's just
I
ridiculous.
think that's the benefit
I'll
of
put
having
I'll
a
put it to you
regular
this way.
body compared to having an underdeveloped body.
They both had the same. They both had the same serum, the
Cricket, if
same
it
Yeah,
shield.
he
You
also had
know,
a fully actual developed body
wait,
that wasn't riddled with disease.
if it makes you feel better, I'll put it to you this way. Like when we watched the Thor episode last season where it was Thor and Captain Marvel, a lot of what they were doing is stuff they could not do in the movies. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like they exaggerate for the
I
sake
think
of
Thor
it.
couldn't do that honestly in the movies. They just
Right, but
don't.
we just
They don't visually
right.
show
I think
that.
it's the same. For like if Captain America was animated, I suspect it would be a lot like this. We won't know until we get a what if with Captain America as the main action star, but like
Mm-hmm.
I suspect it's the same. That's what I'm going.
I,
For now.
I
you
agree.
know, I hate
I
to say this. I hate to say this as someone who grew up on very specific sides of the internet when I was younger, especially in the early 20s. But they're making Captain Carter into their own little Mary Sue character, and I hate the fact that I have to say that because you know damn well it's kind of true.
Which I am glad you're saying that and not me. Like, but we'll
Like
talk about that later.
I hate to
Later.
fucking admit that, but we'll get more into it.
Later. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
talk
because
about it more when we get to the last episode because I can probably give a
yes,
bit more impact on it. But
yes.
yeah, I feel like we should start moving on before we get
But
into
no,
our rage.
before we move on, Austin, go ahead. You were saying something?
With her having a regular, undiseased, horribly diseased body and getting a serum, I think it's fine to say she's stronger than Captain America. It just shouldn't be as drastic as it making it seem in this episode.
Mm-hmm. Like to put this in the
Some of
context.
these punches, like Steve flying up an elevator shaft at full speed, and her just lightly jumping off, and she sent this man down to ground floor from like 40 feet up after he was flying, full speed up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on now. That's a little bit too
Yeah,
much for me.
yeah. I mean, we all, when it comes to like Captain America's iconic fight with Iron Man, we all saw Captain America as the underdog in that fight. If you put Iron Man up against Captain Carter, Iron Man hands down is the underdog in that fight. Like,
The messed up part is, I just think you can do any what if Iron Man so far, she'll probably win.
yes, that's really tainting Captain Carter for me in a lot of ways. And I originally I liked Captain Carter at first, her first episode, but it's just hard not to overlook these things,
Credit.
I'll go
Before
more
we move on,
my
I'll let Jake go.
Carter. Yeah,
Go
I'll
ahead,
go
Jake.
more my thoughts on Captain Carter after you're done with this. I just kind of want to get to the end of this episode. And then I'll just
Can I say one more thing before we move on?
There was something else I wanted to say about this episode, but you go ahead, Austin.
Go ahead, say your thing, and then I'll say mine. And then we can move on.
Okay. I like the fact that when we got Melania back in here, she was a bad guy. Because after rewatching Black Widow a while ago, it just dawned on me. I know, I hate myself, but it just dawned on me, Melania, like you're the bad guy in that episode as well, but you're not really being taken as the bad guy. Like that whole mind control thing, that was all on your research, and you didn't really feel like you were sorry about it at all. You just wanted to continue on with your research.
Nah, she only was sad that it was affecting her daughters now. Well, people she likes.
Yes, so I'm glad in this episode, okay, she's full on a villain, at least, But yeah, that's really all I have to say regarding this episode.
We actually like? Can we move on to an episode we actually like?
Can I say what I wanted to say now?
Go ahead, Austin. Go.
Okay, so before we move on, this is one sad thing. It's some with her and not really something about her. Is it weird they keep pushing everybody but Sam right now? Because remember we talked about this in season 1.
Oh, thank you, Austin, man. I've been saying this on TikTok for a while, and no one ever fucking give me shit for it. And it's true. They're prioritizing other characters like Captain Carter 100 times more than they are Sam motherfucking Wilson, and I'm over it, man. Give us more Sam content. That's all I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I guess back to what I was saying. Cryptid, we talked about this in season 1.
Yeah.
We actually talked about this in Doctor Strange. That it's weird that the moment Sam gets shield, they really start pushing her Captain Carter, and now it's like we're going years without anything for Sam, and he's not even into a lot of these what ifs.
I remember that
this episode was supposed to be his. He's supposed to be in this episode. Like this is the Winter Soldier timeline.
Okay, yeah. Before I was like against that argument, like okay, give Carter her time to shine. This is what if, but now I am starting to notice that a lot now because we haven't seen any adaptation of Sam Wilson era of Cap, and not even in a what if episode.
Like we haven't seen him in a show since Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that was in 2021.
I think as far as I feel about Captain Carter this season, I'm only establishing this now, so we'll get to the finale. It's not a surprise. I don't think I like hate Captain Carter. I just wish she had like more things different. Crypt, you brought up a thing earlier that I think really resonated with me. I didn't even pick up on it. How she gives the exact same orders as Steve in the Battle of New York. What a long way it would have gone. What a long way it would have gone if her battle plan was just simply different, right? Like if she made a different battle plan in that would have gone a long way. Sure, like her mindset is not the same.
Jake, that was my I can do this all day moment from Multiverse of Madness. It's like, God. And then that's how they're opening this episode up. Like,
so I think, like I said, I don't hate Captain Carter, and I know why she's pushed so much in this season, and we can get more to the finale. But yeah, I just don't hate it. Like the season's about her for one specific reason, as far as like the narrative goes, and it's really just for Doctor Strange to sing. So we'll get into that later. So.
Gotcha. But anyway, to save time, let's move on to the next episode. Who wants this?
I'll go because I actually really like this episode, and I haven't been able to introduce an episode yet. I just want to do this episode and 16.
Introduce. Come on.
So this episode is called "What If Kahhori Reshaped the World," and this is with their new original character. I really liked this episode. It was very creative, I guess you could say. And I do like how the episode was just not in English at all. It was in the Mohawk language, and I really appreciate that. It just gave a little bit more of authenticity to the episode. Like, yeah, we have the motherfucker speaking Spanish. I don't care about them. I care about this.
Yep.
I just thought the way that her powers were introduced and like her life in her village and all this, I really liked that. And I like how her disdain when she got to the other world, I guess you could say, like how she expressed that. I thought that was really cool. It just shows that she wasn't like fully down with just chilling, you know, when she knows that people are in trouble back at her actual home, you know?
Yep. I gotta say, this is the episode I had no complaints about whatsoever, and I think that's probably because, like, and I guess part of that is, you know, what's her name, Kahhori again? Okay,
yeah, Kahhori.
You know, her powers were interesting. I mean, yeah, they're the amalgamation of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch's power, but you know, she has a heart of gold. She cares about her people. Nothing in her story collided with anything that was established in the MCU. You know. I mean, this was a thought in my head, right? And they didn't do anything as stupid as, I don't know, have her defeat Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. Oh, wait.
But she didn't. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm just like...
Cryptid, don't spoil the finale yet. We're not there yet.
Yeah. But the episode I had, it was good. It was good. I liked the character in this episode. You know, it gave me a good taste.
It's my favorite... in this entire season. This is my favorite episode. And you know what's funny? Yeah. We get accurate representation for the Mohawk people, but we couldn't have Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver be Romani.
I don't know.
Yeah, because
we can't get shit.
That was, what, 10 years ago?
Yeah, they could have still done some accurate fucking casting, but whatever. Besides the point, we'll get to that later. When you guys actually let me and not always give me shit. And gaslight me into thinking that this is okay. It's not okay. Anyways, I like this episode.
No one said it was okay. Just no one wants to keep talking about it.
Yeah.
People are still talking about it. I'm just saying.
How the Kahhori episode goes, I think it was like a solid origin story. For her, I don't know where her character would go after this. Essentially, that's kind of my only concern with this character. Her ending was a complete story. you know. And I assume they'll bring her to the comics, but I can, unless if it's a really talented writer, I assume it's going to be in some cheap hack way. That's not going to be as good as this. So
they're going to get a writer that's not a comic book writer, but someone based on the ethnicity.
To be fair, since it's a multiverse thing, they can even just have this one jump over to the comics.
I mean, it would be pretty easy to do so.
They can. It's possible. I just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Kahhori's just such a blank slate character that you could really do anything with, you know?
Yeah, so, yeah, she's in that state. I just, like I said, I think her ending doesn't leave a lot open for her more. Yeah, it doesn't leave much for her to do after the fact, as far as I can tell. But a good writer can find that. It's just the only thing I'm worried about. So.
I'm just trying to think of who would be a good villain for her if we do see a continuation of this character. Because the only person I could think of
colonialism.
Is maybe Agatha.
Yeah.
Yeah. No?
Yeah, okay.
You want to see Kahhori in the Salem witch trials? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I mean, Agatha has a thing for the Scarlet Witch types, and her powers is half that at the end of the day.
So, yeah, I didn't watch this episode. I just know enough to know what happens in it. So, the next one. So.
Okay. So, you guys want to move on?
Yeah, I can introduce it, but because I'm just gonna say what I felt about the premise. I just didn't have time to watch it.
Go ahead.
What Hela found the 10 rings, and this is essentially like Thor 1, but starring Hela.
In the world of Shang-Chi. I mean, I didn't hate this episode. I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah, well, I was just annoyed at the fact that Odin lost.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
How'd you feel?
So Hela, it's not really. Odin probably Odin and Thanos are probably the most disrespected people connected to the timeline stuff now. To be honest, even in the MCU, Odin's supposed to be this all-powerful dude, and all we know about him is that he did some shit like 10,000 years ago. He got tricked by Loki. He died, and now he's like this. Like he never got a chance to actually show
Loki's projecting his daddy issues now that he has control of all the timelines.
Like at least you could get away with. At least you could get away with present day's Odin's status by saying like, okay, this is Odin really past his prime. It's really him entering his twilight age, But in this, he's not at that point in his life. Like he's a little bit younger, but not like on death's door younger, And to have him lose to a fully depowered Hela and Mandarin, oh come on.
Well, wait, just to be correct, it doesn't make it better, but just so we're clear, she did get her powers back, and she was at full force. At
the end, but throughout the entirety of the fight, she and Mandarin were giving Odin more of a run for his money. Like they were dominating a lot of that fight.
The fight should have been a lot like Captain Marvel versus Thor in season 1. So, where they're gods fighting them, and they're like shifting countries and going across the lands and everything. But
you want some God of War, bro? You wanted Boulder? That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I wanted Boulder. Why won't you die? But yeah, as far as the premise goes, I just didn't sit down and watch it, but it looked like a solid premise. I might.
Besides the thing with Odin at the end, I actually really did like this episode. I liked how she got her fire knives. Don't worry, audience, she gets her fire knives. And I do like the fact that I forgot the name of it, of the place that she went.
The wolf.
Yeah.
Oh.
The place where she trained to learn how to to respect life as well as death. If you catch my drift.
The place Shang-Chi was from with the giant dragon and that stuff.
Yeah,
I always considered that spot to be a poor man's version of Kunlun.
Cryptid you'll live.
But anyway, aside from that, the only other minor complaint I had this episode was, hey, guess what happens at the end? Thanos gets slaughtered. Because at the end you have Hela and Mandarin with all the forces of Asgard and the Ten Rings coming into Gamora's home world. You know, when Thanos first gave Gamora that knife when she was a child. Yeah, that is the scene where Hela comes in with a full army ready to thrash Thanos.
Keep in mind, in the comics, Thanos is known for getting his ass handed to him a lot, so I think this is kind of accurate.
Now, to be fair, Odin should have done that anyway in the timeline proper. But
exactly. Better late than never, I guess.
But also, that kind of makes me wonder, how old is Gamora?
Right. Maybe this is years later. It's like,
no, because
remember, Hela and the Mandarin are basically immortal at this point.
Yeah, no, but once keep in mind, Mandarin right now he's in his prime dynasty age, and that's the age where he comes in to save a Gamora who's still a child.
Well, you know, he's with Hela, so maybe prolonged his life. I don't know.
Listen. In 2014, in Gamora's home planet years, she was 25, but by Earth years, she was 29.
Okay.
Can I talk about the next episode? I have a lot to talk about.
Go ahead.
Yay! What if the Avengers assembled in 1602? So I'm just gonna let you guys, the audience, know right now. I love the 1602 comic. It's one of my favorite alternate universe comics, and I recommend everyone go read it. Yes, it got very MCU-ified. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But there's one thing I really want to talk about, and it's how they handled Steve Rogers. So, fun fact. Right. In the birth of 1602, I don't remember the actual number, but it doesn't matter. So Steve Rogers in this universe got sent to the past by Zebediah Kilgrave, aka the Purple Man, because he's a bitch. So basically, Steve Rogers lands in the Roanoke colony because it didn't get destroyed in this universe, which is cool. And he takes up the identity of Rogers. I think something pronounced like that. I can't remember the exact pronunciation of it. There's a whole reason why the natives there, he was definitely one of them, but we'll get to that another day. So basically, yeah, he was a man sent back in time and basically had to pick up an alternate identity. And basically in the book, he basically wants to stop all the whole colonialization thing from happening so that he could try to fix the US, but in turn that was helping destroying it. And I kind of like how they still handled that, but even though they gave it to Captain Carter in the first place, but it's fine. You know damn well it was going to happen anyways. But I kind of do like that they still did that with Steve Rogers, into the whole thing. Which I kind of did like that balance between the two, but we'll get to that another day. Also, that it was very interesting to see that Hela and Thor and Loki were the main royals and not Queen Elizabeth II, in the book. And guess what? Guess who's the major royal's right-hand man? It is Nicholas J. Fury. in both the book and the show. It just changed because there's no white Nick Fury in the MCU. What?
Was it explained why Thor was landing on Earth?
Why Thor landed on Earth? They don't explain that. To my knowledge, it's been a while. But I'm kind of sad there aren't no mutants in this book, or witch breeds as they are known in the book. But we have Wendy. Yeah. I don't know.
That's what I wanted to bring up with you. It's kind of weird that Marvel, even all the right specs in terms of all these people, are still choosing to put them in What If. This is where I would have started putting mutants and stuff first of all.
It's we got no Spider-Man, we got no Fantastic Four, no X-Men.
No Spider-Man.
I think they have to exist first in a movie so they have an iteration to go off of.
Tell that to Kahhori, okay?
Kahhori's on all of it. Kahhori's made for the context of the show, which is fine. Something ahead of Kevin Feige. So like Feige wants to make X-Men a certain way. He doesn't want the What If doesn't want to be so far off the mark. I think that's what they're not. That's why they don't do that.
Fair enough. One change I did like that they did was not introducing Virginia Dare in this episode, because I mean, I talked about her on the several TikTok videos, but besides the point, if you don't know who Virginia Dare is, basically she was the first English child in the Americas, I guess you could say. She's basically like Snowbird, just not in name, I guess you could say. She can like shape shift and shit like that, but she's not Snowbird, I promise.
Which, if they had an extra 30 minutes, they would have had her in there.
They probably
Just
would, but
you.
here's the thing. Someone has to look after her, and in the book, Steve Rogers was the one who did it. So, and they changed Steve Rogers' whole thing in this episode, which I don't mind. You know, they could have really fumbled that bag if they would have went the original route, but that's just me personally. But honestly, out of all that we've gotten, I think this one's my favorite with her in it. Like, I do like her in this episode, you know? They let her shine.
Who are you talking about again?
I'm talking about Peggy Carter in this episode. I liked her in this episode. Out of all the episodes she's been in, this is my favorite of her in it.
I think, so I like Wish. This is personally my favorite episode of the season. What I think I liked about this too was like the plot twist of like what happened. I think I really enjoyed. But technically, this isn't like the 1602 universe. This is like an accident that happened because of something in Infinity War.
Yeah, I did like that change.
And I thought it was like kind of cool too. It was just the final battle. So basically, for those who don't know, in the final battle of Infinity War, the one we know is that the Avengers held as much as they could to stop Thanos from getting the final stone, but they just couldn't do it. In this timeline, Captain America goes toe-to-toe with Thanos at like a fist fight, and his shield scratches against the time stone, which causes a reaction where time kind of flips on top of itself. And so, as a result, the Avengers are warped to this time period when they shouldn't be, with their memories altered to reflect themselves in this time period. And as a result, it's destroying the universe. They shouldn't be.
Yeah, so basically, it's kind of similar to how it is in the book. Like, they got the general premise of Steve Rogers' story in 1602 and brought it into this episode, but obviously with a little bit of changes because they had to have Captain Carter in this. I like one thing I didn't like was Happy Hogan turning into that giant Hulk creature, but we'll get to that later. I guess you could say I just that's like my least favorite aspect of the Loki was actually kind of funny in this episode, even though it was a very small role. Get it? Because, you know, Shakespearean actor. Get it? But no, I liked it. I also liked Steve's, Scott's, and Bucky's interaction in this episode. I know they probably have different names. I just can't remember off the top of my head, but it's fine. And I did like how at the beginning, Steve definitely played the part of the time period he was in. And then, like, when he got to the end of the episode, he just dropped it, which valid. Also, I kind of liked how Thor's like kind of into madness turned out, you know, because he truly believed that Peggy Carter was the reason why his sister is gone. But don't worry, at the end, this universe is okay. She got to reconcile with Steve for the most part, and yeah. But we'll get deeper into that in the last episode. But whatevers. But no, this is one of my favorite episodes.
It was a possible.
The most important to the season as well, because it's the only reason why the finale happens the way it does. So I really like, in retrospect, after seeing the finale and thinking about it, it made me kind of like the Captain Carter episodes being a thing. Again, still wish I could distinguish her from Steve, especially because in Falcon and Winter Soldier, they actually went out of their way to say Steve made the serum work because he's Steve. So it kind of made it more special. So I kind of wish we could work on that with Carter, where I could tell them apart. But as far as the substance and story itself, I did enjoy it, and it does have a good place in the season.
Yeah, this is my favorite episode of this season. If they're going to adapt any other into the What If universe, it better not be Earth X, because you're gonna need a whole fucking you're gonna need like half a season just to explain the lore.
You know they're going to massively change that, right, Witch?
What? You don't
It
want
seems like
Celestials impregnating planets?
You know, you don't need to do all the whole story to adapt the story. Just adapt the whole, that everybody on Earth becomes a human.
No, in Earth X, everyone gets powers.
Yeah,
But they made it a lot more convoluted than it needed to be.
They got powers because the human stuff was in the air and it affected everybody, making everybody.
Having humans in this universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Technically, they don't want to talk to them.
It seems like Marvel wants to adapt one graphic novel per season. So we got zombies, and we got 62s.
So honestly, who knows what's going to be down for the next season, because we did get a teaser for the next season.
Gotcha. Speaking of that, let's move on to the big finale.
Mm-hmm.
What if Strange Supreme intervened?
A callback to the finale of the last season. What if the Watcher intervened?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like we should mention what happens at the end of the last episode before we get into this episode. So for the audience who doesn't know, I need to give the context.
Okay.
So basically, at the end of 1602, Peggy Carter is back at that like treehouse base that Steve and Co were chilling out in, and Stephen Strange or Strange Supreme comes on in and hangs out with her, and they have a drink together. That's the context you needed. Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
We can go on to the episode now.
Hey, Jake?
I was gonna say, I think out of all of us, I think I actually don't mind this episode in retrospect. The more I thought about it, the more I was okay with it. I wouldn't say it's great. I would say it's okay. But
I like the messaging. But I don't really care for one aspect.
This show fumbled in the end for me. I did not like this finale.
Cryptid, you saying it's a Marvel TV show?
Oh my god!
It's an MCU TV show.
Just the power, like Corey. You were a good character. You didn't have any controversy revolving around your character. Any reason why a person would want to hate you? But god dang it, the way you defeated Killmonger with the Infinity Stones. Oh come on.
Well, technically, it wasn't.
No. To be fair, that's the clever thing they did this episode.
Wait.
I liked Kahhori in this episode.
Just teleport him out of the globe. That's something you can learn to do. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Crypt, you gotta remember.
No, but keep in mind, she didn't use an Infinity Stone. She just teleported.
No, I'm saying.
No, that's what we're saying. That's one.
No, I'm telling you to Cryptid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone's talking over each other.
I liked Kahhori in this episode. I think she was probably one of the better aspects of it, in my opinion.
I'm saying that Kahhori is an Infinity Stone, so like she can't.
And Killmonger with 6 Infinity Stones.
No, he's not.
You know what pisses me off?
No, Crippy, you gotta get out of your head. That just holding an Infinity Stone is the same as using his power all the time. You're just it's just on his body. He's not using the power of it. He's just wearing a suit that has it on.
But you know what bothers me?
Thanos wasn't gripping his hands with glove. He's not using the power of the stone. That's how that works.
You know what's bothering me about the Infinity Stones and What If, specifically What If, is it is canonical that Infinity Stones in one universe cannot work in another universe. So the fact that they're using Infinity Stones willy-nilly is bullshit to me.
That's not true. That is a lie that people are just going around. They never once in Loki actually say that.
Yeah, which we checked. We went back to see Loki, and that was actually never stated. He just says they're paperweights, and in season 2, we learned that they cut off magic in the agency, so it's possible.
I'm talking about the comics, I'm not talking about the fucking...
from being used.
But I feel like at this point, with the use of the Infinity Stones, they're just kind of used willy-nilly. They're not like used how they should be used.
That's a good point you're bringing up, Which. That's a good point you're bringing up, Which, because you remember how back in the day it was established that one person just using a power of one Infinity Stones was enough to kill them or even physically harm them. But then here you have Captain Martyr. She literally grabs 5 Infinity Stones and uses them.
If you watch what she does, she puts shielding around the Infinity Stones when she grabs them. Also being damn near as powerful as she is, like when Thanos grabbed the Infinity Stone, it doesn't fucking matter.
That's Thanos. He's Hulk level.
And you don't think this lady can fight the Hulk with the power that she has?
She's overpowered at this point. That's an issue a lot of people are having with Captain Carter.
We can okay. So
no, credit. I know you're talking about Kahhori. With Captain Carter, you actively see Kahhori put shielding on the stones when she handed them to Captain Carter. She actively put shielding on them so they wouldn't kill her.
Wait, are you talking about this? Are you talking about
wearing the same suit that Killmonger wore to hold onto these stones?
No, I'm talking about the fight between when both it was Kahhori and Captain Carter going up against Doctor Strange, right? In the midst of that fight, she literally grabs all the stones in the palm of her hands to throw a punch at Doctor Strange.
Well, she's still wearing the suit.
No, it's not the suit. In that scene, if you watch it, if you watch it closely, Kahhori passes her the stones, but in the frame where she grabs them, Kahhori's energy is still around the stones, protecting her. So when she grabs it, she can use it. That's why it works for her, and she doesn't die on impact.
So does everybody want to keep seeing Captain Carter getting more and more power ups? Because I feel like that's a detriment to
power ups, man. She got the hela crown. She got I know I hate saying characters are Mary Sue's because I grew up in a time where if you had a Mary Sue character, you were given so much shit for it. Like I had a Mary Sue character. Like I'm not gonna deny that. I still love her, that OC to this day. But besides the point, she was. I know they were trying to make her like the main character of this, but like they should have balance that a bit more out with Kahhori. In my personal opinion, I feel like that would have made it a bit better. Like the only power up that Kahhori got was the Mandarin rings. That's the only one she actively used.
And she also had Thor's hammer.
But barely.
The reason, I don't think I'm saying anything that people don't know, but just the premise of this episode is that Doctor Strange in isolation is still dealing with the grief of losing his universe, and while he has accepted that he made a mistake before, it doesn't change the fact that there's an equal part of him that's still making him. They're still convincing him he needs to keep trying. He wants to bring his.
I like the scene.
So he wants to bring his timeline back by any means necessary. The reason that Captain Carter is here is because Doctor Strange explains that she might be the only one who understands him, because we've seen throughout the season multiple instances where she's on the cusp of getting what she wants, and then she gets it taken away from her. And then the next time she had to make the choice to let that thing go, essentially. So he's expecting her to understand, but she knows better.
I do like that scene where Peggy and Steve were having that conversation, going off of Jake's point. It really shows how she did grow as a character, and how how Strange is basically still in that standstill of him grieving the loss of his lover Christine and all that jazz. And I do like that. I did like that a lot.
Yeah, we even kind of get a parallel to the episode where Doctor Strange destroyed his universe when he tries to tempt Peggy to just accepting his plan. If you guys remember in that episode, I'm trying to remember which one did it. Oh yeah, so Evil Strange tries to put an illusion on the Good Strange in that episode to make him accept that they need Christine, and Good Strange defies him, and you get that same parallel with Captain Carter as well. So there are a lot of cool callbacks to that episode, and a lot of good parallels between these two. As Captain Carter needing all these power-ups, I don't really mind because it's just for the sake of this episode. Because I like that they remembered that Strange is fucking OP in this one. I like that they remembered.
He had all of those fucking power-ups.
Here's the problem with this episode ruined the Captain Carter character for me from here on out, right? It's established that she's fighting a lot of the same battles Steve has, as well as forces that were far beyond anything Steve could ever fight, right? In Steve's timeline, when we saw his journey, he's been beaten, he's been bruised, he's been shot at, he's been bled, we've seen his bones of his break, we've seen his shield shatter. Captain Carter...
I've never seen his bones break.
Yeah, don't you remember when Thanos was breaking his shield, and in the midst you saw his bone, his bone. His arm. Yeah, he had to tighten the straps on his shield to kind of relocate his shattered bone.
Oh yeah, I forgot. My bad.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, Captain Carter, I've never seen her so much as get a black eye.
I think
in any adaptation, in any fight. What the heck?
Here's the thing. I think honestly, this is also the problem with Captain Carter not being distinguishable. I honestly think if you put Steve in the same situation, the fight would go pretty similarly. The reason I say that is because the fights that Steve lost, except for Civil War, and they just kind of one shot at him, they didn't really get to really fight. He only lost to Bucky because he let Bucky win because he wasn't going to fight him anymore. Iron Man, he actually needed help, but keep in mind, Peggy never fought Iron Man. He's fighting someone who's not as advanced in the Iron Man suit.
No, Peggy Carter basically fought Titanium Man because at that point, Hydra Stomper was upgraded. He was not the one from the 40s. He will be more than a match for Iron Man at that point.
He was more than a match for Iron Man in your Avengers era, but I don't know if he'd be more of a match for an Iron Man from Iron Man 3 onward after he got his I don't think so personally. But I just think that a lot of those fights, it's just if you put Steve in the exact same scenarios, he would be fine. I just think it's she just got the luck of the draw, really.
I need to see her bruised. I need to see her physically harmed because that just got ridiculous for me after a while.
So are you telling me that you like the fact that Carol Danvers have lost more than Peggy Carter?
I guess at this point, yeah.
We're not gonna talk about him admitting that he just want to see a woman get beat.
I've seen Steve get beaten numerous times. I've seen the worst things happen to Steve physically, and Captain Carter going through the same scenarios, and even going through even more extreme scenarios, comes out fine.
Yeah,
I don't want to see Captain Carter anymore. Look, guys. We're going to get the next time we see Sam Wilson's run as Captain America, Cap 4. He's not. When he goes up against a Hulk, he's not going to come out looking clean as a whistle, man. He's going to get the fight of his life. He's going to get bruised. He's going to get beaten. But if you have Captain Carter there, I'm confident she's not going to get harmed.
I hear what you're saying.
Don't plan on watching.
You talk about a superhero with a regular guy with some wings.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. You want to see her in this fight. She should have been more battle damaged. I understand that, Chris. I'm just saying those fights were under different circumstances. Again, when he's fighting Thanos, he doesn't have the entire armory of the universe at his disposal. He has Thor's hammer and it's not if I put Captain Carter in that same scenario, I'm willing to bet it will wind up being the same way. That's why I'm guessing. If we're to fight.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys real quick. I'm gonna be 100% honest. And this specific thing is not because of Sam Wilson. It's because Marvel is refusing to get rid of Sabra from Captain America 4, and until they do, I'm not watching this fucking movie. Anyways, you guys can move on. They're for Captain America 4. They're having this Zionist superhero join them.
Okay. We're not going to talk about that. Let's just stay on topic.
I'm just letting y'all know. You brought up Sam Wilson, so I have to let that be known because I am not watching this fucking movie until they do it. That's all.
Whatever.
We can move on. We can go back on topic.
But to address your criticism, yeah, if like Carter was a bit more worse for wear at the end of the fight, I think that also would have gone a long way as well. I do see room. I do see like where you could apply that criticism there. I'm just saying, like in terms of her being better than Steve, I honestly think they fight pretty much similarly enough. I think like if you animated Steve, you would look like that. I don't really believe she's like better than him. I think they're like
I can only go based off of what we've seen of Peggy
I'll
and
be a
Steve.
better fighter. I honestly think she hit harder. I honestly think because she had a regular body that was non-sticking on the other stuff. She just physically stronger than what Steve was. I don't think it should be like that big a gap, but I do think she is stronger than what
That's
Steve was.
possible. Like I said, we won't really have a frame of reference until we get a Captain America Steve Rogers focused what if where he's like fighting. I think that's where it's really gonna be settled. But I just think they're still the same level. I just think it's like the situation she's in are different. She has far more tools than like Steve would in like fights, you know.
Gotcha.
You know. But
yeah, aside from this episode ruining Captain Carter for me, I will say this: I did like the ending of this episode being a poetic justice, where Steven does get what he wants at the end, but just at the cost of his own life, you know?
yeah, but isn't this his timeline? The only difference is like how his origin story was, as far as we know. So like
his magic spell broke the rules, basically.
I guess so. Because like, is this universe kind of screwed when Thanos shows up and he can't, orchestrate the plan? You know, like is it the same?
Yeah. You don't realize that the only reason the universe is safe because Doctor Strange becomes Doctor Strange. Like, that's what the Ancient One said across the multiverse. He's the best of us.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
So that universe is doomed just so he can have the quote unquote good moment.
Yeah.
Didn't think of that, but wow. I guess I'll get to it when they get to it.
Assuming it's the same time. If he changed it, sure, but if it's the same,
Gotcha. But anyway, the final scene though, what do you guys think? With the Watcher and Sharon Carter coming across Yggdrasil.
I thought that was cool.
Peggy Carter.
It further cemented Loki season 2 as being having an impact.
Okay, we're hearing a lot of background
having an
noise right
impact.
now.
That's not me.
Okay, it's gone. But
yeah, but
I like that because I hope in the next season we do get that version of Loki interacting with What If. And I'm not talking. I don't want a variant of Loki. I want the one we've seen that had his own show for 2 seasons.
Yeah,
fair enough. It makes sense.
I think it would be cool to see him interact with somebody. I guess kind of see where he is. But if you just want to show off the multiverse under his watch, that's cool too. Cryptid, by the way, just so you know, because of Loki, What If season 2 happened? So for better or worse, I'm just saying you wouldn't have What If season 2 without Loki. Okay, just saying.
Yeah, he's
yeah. Well, again, one more season. Honestly, I hope it's the last. Yeah,
damn well that's not gonna happen.
I just think like nothing. Personally speaking, I like the finale of season 1 better than this. Like, especially with Ultron. But hey, that's just me.
I didn't like the finale of season 1 only because Ultron kind of came stupid out of nowhere. Like you just kind of like, Ultron, like that's kind of like his whole character like the whole time. So
for anyone who liked the Marvel Zombies episode, they do make a return in this season. Just letting y'all know.
Marvel Zombies. Go ahead.
I'm not much brought that up. I actually love the multiversal brawl in the background. I thought that was just a really fun thing.
Jake, that's a preview for Secret Wars at that point, right? That's your first taste.
Yeah. It reminded me of Mortal Kombat Armageddon, where people just like randomly start fighting each other. So I was like,
there's just so much going on that I couldn't tell. Okay, who's who, what's what. Like, it was all just fight at that point,
Yeah. I just like the little things if you picked up on them. They were cool. You got to see Purple Hulk in the background as well. You got to see Cowboy Loki. There were just things I didn't really understand. It was just I guess they're like whatevers, but like when Thanos shows up, I'm like, and he's attacking the Kahhori and Captain Carter. I'm like, why are you fighting them? Like, I thought you were. They don't have the stones. Go find them. Why are you? Like, what are you fighting these people for? You know. But yeah. And like I said, I did like the epic showdown with Doctor Strange and Carter and Kahhori. Like I said, I just like that they remembered how much it would take for them to reasonably fight Strange. I think there were some hiccups where I'm like, Strange shouldn't be doing this, like where he makes the clones of himself and then he engages in martial arts with a trained soldier. Like, what? But other than that,
I could just chop that up because I can remember he's just fusing a lot of people's souls within himself, you know?
Cribbit.
Yeah.
The man with shaky hands decided to fist fight a super soldier.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. I didn't really think of it that way.
He did have a shit ton of demons and
that might help a little bit.
You're not convincing me that one of those demons is a kickboxer, okay?
I guess my point is, like, if he was gonna split himself up, I thought he was gonna shoot magic at them or something, and they would have to, like, use the stones together. I don't know. It's like, do that. But yeah, it wasn't just the stones. It took everything in the kitchen sink to wear him down, and then the stones finally did something. And even then, Strange had to let himself die. Like, it was like they just kind of wore him down until Strange could like decipher it himself, and then he just let himself die. So it was like, while I would say he was like beaten, I would say he like flat out like lost. It was like he just like was subdued, I guess. So I did like that. But like I said, I think the more I think about the build up to it, I actually like the episode a lot more than when I first watched it. I do think it's actually, now in retrospect, I do think I like it better than the season 1 finale. Well, the season 1 finale had a lot of like cool moments, like Strange eating the stones and all that stuff. I just like, narratively speaking, I think I enjoyed this one more in retrospect. So, there you go.
Gotcha. Well, any final thoughts, guys?
Meh season, but there was some highlights.
Okay.
I'm not watching season 2. I'll rather just wait for. I'm not watching season 3. I'll just wait for the Marvel Zombie TV show to come on.
I do like Marvel
I
Zombies.
don't blame you. Don't blame me for that. So, all right, audience, we finished our What If season 2 discussion. Now we're going on to comic reviews.
And this is where I tune out for a little bit.
Yep. I'm starting us off with some DC tops, with a DC comic. Batman Off-World #2. The best book I've seen out of Jason Aaron in years. Okay, in case you guys need to recap, the premise is, this is Batman's first experience being in outer space, where he's basically a slave to a bunch of aliens right now. He's deemed too weak to be used as anything useful for these aliens, so he's basically doing scrap grunt work. One of which is having to clean the debris off this engine, right? And the aliens controlling the ship, they don't even want to go as far as to turn the engine off because they want to be ready to fly at any given moment. So basically, whoever goes in there is likely to die. But ever since Batman came into this ship, he's been ensuring that there's been a less amount of deaths and casualties on the grunt side of things. And this ends up taking off the warden of this. He's like saying, "What the hell are you doing? Why are you saving these grunts? They're maggots." And all this stuff, You see what happens when you try saving one? He grabs one of the aliens that Batman just saved, and he was about to toss him right in the fire of the engine, only for Batman to immediately react, right? Because, Batman, he's been using this time wisely. There was this one robot here called Punchbot. Punchbot was basically that robot from Real Steel. I don't know if you guys seen that movie. He's just there designed. Yep, he's just there designed to be taking punches from his owners. I mean, that's his whole purpose in life. If he's not getting punched, he's not living. He has no purpose. He just wants to be punched at the end of the day, you know? So when his owners were like, you're too much scrap for us at this point. That's when Batman recovers him and he strikes a deal with Punchbot, saying like, look, I could be the one punching you, but I'm going to need you to train me to how to fight these aliens, you know? Teach me at least what you know of their fighting styles, you know? And all this time, that training paid off. Batman fought against the Warden. He realized he knew the weakness in one of his tusks and broke it. And the Warden is like, "What the hell is that? How did he know to strike there?" Jesus, Batman putting up a decent fight. Even a couple of the other security guards come in, and he's giving them hell for about 10 seconds. Yeah. Again, this comic, it doesn't make Batman out to be like a bat god or anything. He's just a normal human here, which is what I like. But anyway, you actually see a flashback between Batman training with Punchbot as well as this one girl named Ion. She's the Tamaranian gal who might be the love interest of this arc for Batman. And she's here looking to pass Batman some moon sludge rum that she stole from the Wardens.
So that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
What you think I might say was probably going to be the end of this arc. Austin, you just gotta wait for that. Okay, but anyway.
Sorry,
hey Jake.
I have to head out. I might be back later, but we'll see. I just wanted to let everybody know. Sorry about that.
Okay, not a problem. Great for having you here, man. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
So, see you, man. So, anyway, she's been keeping an eye on Batman. She appreciates what he's doing, but he kind of sees her as a puny wimp, She's like saying, okay, so you don't kill. Yeah, okay, so you don't kill. Let me try to find that line. Give me a sec. All right, she tries passing first Batman the rum, and Batman's like, I don't drink. It's because he doesn't want his senses dulled at this time, And then she's like saying, you don't drink, you don't kill. What is it? What are you going to say next? You don't use guns? Ah, crap. What the hell is wrong with you, Earthlings? You're pathetic, But eventually, Batman earns her respect. And right now, because there were so many grunts that are now living thanks to Batman, the ship is now overstocked with grunts and slaves. So in the following day, they're going to have Batman and a whole chunk of their slaves just walk outside in space to their immediate deaths,
Yay.
Yeah. That's
no.
Ion is like, yeah, tough break. Batman. They have a hyphen in saying his name now, Batman.
Oh, like Jamaican. I was about to say, bro, what's going on here?
This is basically going to be the start of how Batman is a legend in the alien in the alien universe. The Batman, like Kal-El. But anyway, you have Ion talking with Batman as he's chained up, and she's just pretty much telling him her story. She was a bounty hunter. She didn't like all the peace that was going on in Tamaran, so she quickly left, took missions. She fell in love with one of the targets she was supposed to hunt down and bring back to this alien planet. She did that, but unfortunately she regretted. She fell in love with that man, came back to free him, only for him to get killed and for her to get captured. This and that. And she kind of feels sorry for Batman because she realized she has a feeling that Batman has somebody waiting back home for him, a lover and that stuff. And that's when Batman says, "You see, that's where you're wrong. I will be back." And turns out that tusk that he broke off, that one warden, yeah, he snuck it into his glove and used it to uncuff himself. So,
so he didn't do the prison wallet.
he, that would be dope. No, that's more of Jason Todd's territory, you know. But anyway, so he uses his opportunity to uncuff the rest of the slaves and free Ion. So now this is their prison break moment, right? She grabs a gun and she's shooting people in the head, and Batman's like, "I thought we agreed there's not going to be any killing in this, Ion." And she's like saying, "Relax, Batman. These type of aliens don't get killed by shooting them in the head. If you want a kill shot, shoot at their tail. Oh, see, I'm not killing anybody." Yeah, sure. But anyway, everybody makes a break for it, and that's when even Punchbot helps out at this. While everybody's busy fighting the guards and the wardens, Punchbot is up at the command center, right? Where you have these like alien blob looking things who are the ones running the show, or at least running the ship. They're like saying, "Punchbot, what is your major malfunction? You should have been in the scrap heap last week." And Punchbot saying, "Yes, I have to do what I am assigned. Be a Punchbot." As the Punchbot punches his former owners in the face. You're like, "Oh, that was a nice moment." You actually feel a lot for this robot, you know? You actually hope he can make it out of this. Oh, no, he doesn't. He gets shot at. And that's when... Yeah, that's when you have the moment where all the aliens and the prisoners are boarding above the spacecraft, only for Batman to be the only one outside saying, "We have to wait for Punchbot. We're not leaving without him." And Ion saying, "He's just a robot. He's a scrap heap. What the hell do you care about his life?" Batman doesn't listen. He just goes back. He just runs out back inside the ship to go find him, right? Ion tries waiting as long as she can, but she couldn't wait anymore. She had to leave. But then that's when you see that Punchbot actually regained enough conscious to hack into the computer system and open the door for Ion and the rest of the alien refugees to escape, right? And while this is going down, you have Batman going toe to toe with the big warden of this ship. And Batman tries as much as he can, to fight him. But unfortunately, this alien warden gets the upper hand and throws Batman outside into space. Okay, yeah, that is the one hiccup in this arc where Batman is floating in space and surviving, but only for a couple seconds, as one of the escape ships comes in and quickly rescues Batman. And it turns out that escape ship was the ship that Punchbot hacked into to retrieve Batman. And then, the final moments of this issue is just Batman landing in another alien planet. And he's looking to this alien planet also has its inhabitants who are going through enslavement here too. So Batman's like, "Yeah, I'm going to free these guys," and that's how the issue ends. So
slave trade everywhere, but god damn.
It's the dark side of the universe, you know. What can you do? This is Batman. This is all training for Batman. I have to be better for the sake of Gotham, you know? That's the irony in all this. I have to be prepared for...
You may go back to Gotham and still going to be the top of crime in the world.
You can't... that may be true, but you can't blame Batman and say he's not trying at least, you know? He saw one alien pop up in Gotham, and he's like, "Okay, I gotta go fly myself all the way up to space, spend a couple months there, and learn how to fight aliens." I need to be prepared for anything coming after Gotham, you know? And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's how the issue ends. Alright then.
Yeah, it does sound like a good
Mm-hmm.
run.
It's a good.
I'll buy it.
And yeah, it might be greater in trade. And it might just show the little romance Batman had with a Tamaranian, you know? How he could
They got to
give
end
Dick
badly, bro.
Grayson.
We got to have the reason he hates on Starfire for them.
I know, right? Buy it just for that. But anyway, alright then. Let's move on to the next. Austin, this is all you.
Is it timeless? Because I'm not looking at the page right now.
Yeah, it's timeless.
Marvel's timeless. Is that time of year again? That's not a pun. That's just a state of fact. When
Yeah, it's
Marvel decides to put out a book where they tease everything that goes on in a year, and usually only like 75% actually happens.
That's true. I mean, this is like what year? The third year in a row they're
This is the
doing
third
this.
one.
Yep.
In the
I'll
first
have you
one, they
know.
teased Batman. They killed Spider-Man's daughter, teaming up with Black Panther's daughter from that Dark Ages book. That still never
Yep.
happened.
Mm-hmm. I forgot
But
what happened in the last one. I think it was they teased the new Iron Fist. They teased Punisher being with the hand. All that yada yada stuff. Oh yeah, they also
a lot
teased
of good
Winter.
last one. The Iron Fist one, I'm glad they
They,
scrapped that one
they,
because the one in this book is a lot better.
gotcha. Oh yeah, they also teased Winter Soldier shooting Steve Rogers in the back. So
We
yeah.
won't talk about that run. We won't talk about that run. We won't talk about that book.
We got it because that's the reason why I didn't buy that. This is the first timeless I didn't buy because I saw who the writers were, and I'm like, too soon.
Shame on you. But yeah, Kelly and Kelly, I see what you mean. The only reason I
Yeah.
bought it was simply because it had Luke Cage and Doctor Doom on the cover, and I was like, that's the two things I like. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like that design for Luke Cage. Like, he's obviously an old man here, but he has that gray beard growing on. You know?
Yeah, he has the gray beard. He put instead of the yellow shirt, he has the yellow cape, and he has the Iron
Hmm.
Fist. Probably the only person in the world who can get the Iron Fist that people will be okay with because of the history between these two characters.
I know, right?
But the book starts off with Danny and Luke Cage talking. And so basically talking about how long they've known each other, how long they've been together, how long they've been fighting. And they're like heroes for hire, heroes for life.
Hmm.
And Danny gets Luke Cage to agree. And the only big text box says, "This is how it starts." And then it cuts to a picture of a triangle, I guess a pyramid, being suspended in space. You would think this was Green Lantern type shit. It looked like someone projecting a pyramid into space from Earth. If it was green,
Okay.
it would be a Green Lantern fan.
Yeah. Okay.
But and they're like, "This is how it ends." And it's like, what happened? You don't tell me Daddy died a horrible death. I don't know if I can take that as how horribly he's been treated.
Hey, sometimes you gotta old yeller them, man. Put him out of his misery. I think people will be okay with seeing Danny just put out of his misery than seeing him humiliated as he is right now.
But funny. So right now we see a man who I'm pretty sure Luke Cage. You see a piece of his beard. It's not as big as the poster. I mean, well,
Uh
the main screen. But he's watching this moon god who might be Kung Chu, who might not be Kung Chu. They're
huh.
wearing like a full bodysuit, bald, and they have the crescent moon where the eyes are and on the chest.
Okay.
But they're flying, and they are the ones taking this pyramid for a ritual.
Ah, it
And all
makes sense.
she gives
Yep.
a child an apple, saying a gift child from the moon. What's you about to say?
Ooh. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, we are going to get a lot of Moon Knight content 2024, so it will make sense if he was going to play an influential part in this book,
Yeah, if I end up liking his new run, I'll talk about his death and then go on to the new run another day. But I'm trying to wait and see. But
Gotcha.
Luke Cage tells him everything this person tells you is lies. There's nothing in that city but death. The city being basically they're in the desert. There's this whole beautiful city that's made that apparently is made of lies. But it looks like super futuristic. It's like all white, pristine, supposed to be clean, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke Cage telling him that place is lies, that place is dangerous, and tonight, make sure y'all anywhere but there. Luke Cage is slowly scoping it out, and he's trying to figure out how to save as many people he can. But he's at the point where it's like, if people die, people gonna die.
Okay.
But he opened his mind to look into the city. Meditation and all that stuff he learned from Iron Fist.
Cool.
And he's gone through it. This is how he gets the timeless visions. In the first one, Reed Richards got him when he had both the time stone and the rail stone in his eyes. And the second one, Kane got it on his quest. Remember, Kane got it when he died, or trying to save himself from dying, and he ran to the Avengers.
Yeah.
Luke Cage got it from opening his mind and basically almost getting his mind shattered by the realizations. So in these photos, we see the new Moon Knight character, the new Moon Knight fighting people. We see what looks like Richard Rider teaming up with Thane, Thanos' son.
Oh. Okay. Oh, wait, he's
I won't say they're teaming up, but Nova's in front of him charging his fist, and Thane is behind him like they're on the same team.
Dude, no joking, man. The last time I remember seeing Dane pop up in anything was during the era of the Young X-Men.
Yep, because he's a good interesting character, but no one really wants to write these people. Like, people, what happens?
Well, it's because It's because he's inhuman, right?
Probably.
Your mom is.
That's why they hate Dane.
First, your mom joke of 2024. Let's go.
You feel proud of yourself, witch?
Always. Since you guys constantly overtalk, so I have to do your mom jokes so that you guys can hear my points.
Gotcha.
But I did not read this book, so you guys.
Okay.
But another vision is zombie Pimtron leading the army of Marvel zombies.
Okay, I don't know how that's possible since we already have Hank Pym back, but okay.
No, it just means it's a different universe, most likely.
Oh, okay.
You remember doing that new Marvel zombie thing? It might be from that at the end of the day.
It seems like every year there's a different universe of Marvel zombies nowadays.
Oh yeah, there are several. There's at least 3 or 4. There's probably at least 4 already.
Yep, exactly.
There's 4. There's one. There's the reboot. There's the reboot they did again that had Spider-Man and Fantastic 4 kids, and then it's the current run.
No, I thought it was 2149, I think, and then there was another one that was around the same book, and then there was at least the 2021 Marvel Zombies Resurrection, and then there was this book. So there's at least 4.
I just said all of those.
You did?
Well, we have
I thought you were talking about
confirm-
something else, but double confirmation.
Okay, exactly.
But we see the Green Goblin. I don't know. He's trying to get sturdy or something. He look in the middle of a dance move, bro. This is a horrible panel. Doesn't tease anything. We know the Green Goblin comes back. Why is he like? Why is he like throw him in Nene? It looks retarded. It looks dumb, bro.
Okay. Continue on.
The bottom panel is Blade versus, I believe this is Scar.
Wait, Scar as in Hulk's son?
It's a look. It's a long-haired Hulk with most likely Scar.
Okay. Oh no, it can actually just be regular Hulk because, I read She-Hulk this week.
No.
Hulk was there, and he has long hair.
He's not that huge.
Oh,
he's not that big.
Okay.
Like going this, he's probably like 2 times as big as Blade is. That's not regular Hulk size.
Okay.
We see the Fantastic Four doing, I don't know, cleaning the yard or something. It's dumb. Why are you teasing this? There's nothing
No,
to tease here.
if Jake were here, he would be saying this is the Fantastic Four doing community service.
That's literally what it looks like.
Yeah.
The thing is look like he's either picking up something or he pushing some leaves together. Johnny has
Yeah.
his hands up so they can see, and the other two are just standing there.
Yep. Now that the Baxter building never returned, now you can put the Fantastic Four on trial. You lost a building under your watch. You know, these are your fines. These are your penalties.
I don't even know
I
who this
swear.
last guy is being teased. Do you know the one with red eyes? Is it Mephisto?
Red eyes.
Red glowing eyes. It might. I know a human guy who had different eyes, but I don't remember their red.
That might be the villain that's in Captain America right now.
I want you to know that guy's reading the Immortal Thor book for some reason, like the actual comic book.
Oh, that might be who's the head of Roxanne? Who's the head of Roxanne?
You're right. Yeah. I don't remember his name, but I know you're talking about. Yeah, that's probably him.
Because there was a article posted that Roxanne officially bought the rights to Marvel, or something like that.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's most likely him.
Yeah. So go on.
But for some reason, those are the only teams we got, and only like 3 are interesting. Green Goblin, we know is coming back. The Fantastic Four just doing yard work. Garver's Blade is interesting. I wonder if that's going to be a fallout of the Blade event going on right now.
Right.
Nova, they just confirmed that Nova's going to live on. Y'all don't read Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. Well, in some X-Men books, Nova's on his deathbed, so they just mean he lives.
Yep.
Okay, but
other
than that, we cut back to Luke. Go ahead.
I was about to say, like, the only thing from that list I think we're going to all have fun with is just this Fantastic Four, you know? I always said this, if you really want to
I want to read Blade and Scar, because I don't see any reason why Blade would be fighting Scar. If Scar turns into a vampire, that'd be hilarious.
Hey, we gotta let Blade have some chances to branch out from this vampire world, you know?
I mean, he was in Strike Force where he was on the team Strike Force where he fought shape-shifting demons, so, you know, it's a little bit different.
There you go.
To be fair, Blade's original tagline was a monster hunter, and then for 20 years, they only had him fight vampires. That's their own fault.
Okay. Fixing the mistakes of the past.
But then we just cut to Luke Cage. He's preparing to invade the building. So definitely you see him change from the old man robes to the outfit you see on the cover with the coat and chain.
Yeah.
And he screams, "I am Power Man." And the man punches the wall, but the panel makes it look like he made a sun with his hand. Like it's actually really good imagery here.
Okay.
But Cryptid, the punch broke his hands down to the meat. Like you see like the muscles and all that stuff. Like the skin is gone. His punch so hard he broke his own unbreakable skin.
Damn. Okay. Continue on.
And then it starts regenerating. He's using chi to regenerate his arm.
Okay.
And then someone comes out of the building, and it's the immortal Moon Knight. And that's the guy wearing apparently the Doctor Doom armor.
Okay.
Don't tell me Moon Knight is stole Doctor Doom's armor, bro. I won't take it.
He's like, this green cape will look so good once I dye it white.
The famous self-made Eternal, the thief of the Iron Fist. So this guy is the reason Danny's dead. He's dead. Wait. No. It's encrypted. The thief of the Iron Fist, he punches the guy's mask off, and it's Danny Rand.
What? Oh, it wasn't enough that Marvel humiliates Danny. Yeah. Yeah, Austin?
No, go ahead. Finish your part.
I was about to say, it's not enough that they it's not enough that they want to continuously humiliate Penny, but now they're going to go full on make him a villain. Wow.
And he is ugly, bro. They drew him ugly as hell. Old man Danny is terrible looking. But as they clash, we get some more figures. We get it looks like Tombstone? It looks like Tombstone's gonna die.
Okay.
Or it's like a giant tombstone in the middle of the city, bro. I think it's a statue, but I don't know.
Okay.
We see Doctor Doom holding the Eye of Agamotto and wearing Doctor Strange's cape. So I guess he becomes Sorcerer Supreme at some point.
Okay.
Like he wanted to when Doctor Strange died.
Mm-hmm.
Prisoner X is in full lockdown. Who is Prisoner X? Xavier? Who is this guy?
Is he
I
bald?
can't tell from the design. It looked the guy is covered. It's a definitely X-Man, but look, he's covered in all type of armor to keep him locked down from moving.
Let it be
Unless he's a
Beast.
robot.
Let it be Beast. He deserves to be locked down.
It can't be Beast because Beast is getting reborn as his kid self.
Oh damn. Okay.
Well, he's getting reborn as he was blue and furry and happy.
Gotcha.
We see Miles going through something because he always going through something now.
Yep.
We see the Blade now with everyone fighting the vampires and shit for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think we see the new Ghost Rider because the last Ghost Rider wasn't cool enough for people, so they're making another one instead of just making Robbie Reyes.
Of course. And plus, hey, I'd rather have a new Ghost Rider than see the new Cosmic Ghost Rider in action, So
I get you.
yeah.
And we see Venom. Well, Venom, but he's colored like Lash, fighting somebody with some long-haired person. I'm like, bro, some long-haired should be a dude. These teasers are worthless. I don't know.
Yeah.
Half these people are. Half these people don't exist. And some of this shit just looks boring as hell.
Yeah.
But
the artist is probably like thinking, I ain't getting paid enough to make them look good, so
I won't even say it's the art fault. It's just I don't think he know enough about these stories. I think they just told him, hey, draw this, draw that.
Yeah.
But they cut out that. Luke Cage is a cool panel where he screams "Hell no," but "Hell no" is like actual words come out, and they're like brick, gold, like different, like each letter is a different like metal type thing. And it's pretty cool.
Okay.
He punches Danny Rand. They fly off the planet. I don't know how Luke Cage can fly with the Iron Fist. I don't know what power he got for that, but who cares? I guess he's flying.
Dude, they're
flying in space.
Dude, they're going to establish that everybody who has the Iron Fist from here on out is going to have a more interesting power than what Danny Rand had.
No, to be fair, Luke Cage probably does have another power because he seems to have some other power right now.
Okay.
Because later on he screams because he has some type of gamma thing too.
Oh,
because his eyes glow green. So like, I don't know what he's doing, but he got some tricks up his sleeve. Is all I'm saying. But Danny Rand brings a sword, cuts his arm off, and Luke Cage says, and he says, why would you even think of scanning against the moon? What's he gonna do to Moon Knight? And he says, because I'm Hulk. And Hulk smash. And his eyes glow green. He Hulk smashes Danny all the way back to the planet. Danny looks like a zombie now for some reason.
Okay.
Luke Cage says, I'm sorry, Danny. I never want to be the one to kill you. And Danny gets up. He says, don't worry, Luke. I killed him a long time ago. And then he remembers like a whole lot of Bob and Adventure being teased. This is terrible. This is bad. This is so this is where we get the Punisher versus Punisher thing. We get to see some type of young X-Men. Young X-Men?
Oh, they're coming back?
No, I mean like young X-Men as in young, like think like young Avengers, but if they were X-Men type thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that's what it is, but maybe just young Marvel heroes in general. there's a whole lot of young people on a team with random powers.
Okay, gotcha.
But you can tell who they're trying to emulate.
Wait, is there a Gambit?
Wait, I think I know. Wait, I have a question. I have a question. I think
Go
I
ahead.
know the team. Does one of the characters have similar powers to Gambit?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because it could have been Children of the Atom. I think that's what it's called, or whatever the fuck they're called. But I don't know.
That's what I was thinking about. Mm-hmm.
No, I know those ripoffs, but this here is there's a fake Iron Man with like airplane wings. There's a Wolverine girl with a blue face mask. There's a person wearing a fake Magneto outfit.
Oh.
There's a girl, Captain America girl, but she'll have a shield. She might have a shield on her back. I can't see it.
Okay.
Like there's a girl. I think are these the sidekicks? No, I think these might be the sidekicks we saw on those covers a while back.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Spider Boy, for that. Then
they look a lot worse.
Cryptid, I'm gonna kill
Maybe
you.
one is artist problem. These look terrible. Guess what? And Spider Boy's here, sadly.
What's he doing?
He's just swinging. He's in the same panel with the rest of those kids. That's why I thought it was like X-Men or something.
Oh, okay. So the young sidekicks make a return. Spider Boy.
I guess they might get their own thing, or they.
Yep.
They're like Spider Boy's way off to the end. So I don't think it was like his book. They might get their own thing.
Spider Boy's bringing in all the rest of the forgotten sidekicks.
We get to see like Eternity and I think it's Lord and Chaos, Lord Chaos, and the other one. I guess they make avatars or something. We'll see Scarlet Witch versus who's this lady's name?
Agatha.
You remember that all powerful blue lady who like whose speech bubbles were like black? She used to have like a red helmet. Like for 2 years, like it was a better book.
I can't remember.
They're the all-powerful Fantastic Four person that they fought like before the Dan Slott run, or after the Dan Slott run. I don't remember. And they had to send her to a different universe or something. She's fighting Scarlet Witch.
Good for her, I guess.
Life after fighting somebody. Well, I don't care. I'm not reading that book anymore.
Yeah, gotcha.
Luke Cage beats Danny Rand down to the. He returns back to his old self for a second. Oh, he's being possessed. So Danny Rand's being possessed. Who's being possessed by? Who is this? Oh, Conchu possessed Danny Rand and then he killed him.
Wow.
Slay.
This book's terrible.
Why are you reading it then? Why are you talking about it if it's awful?
It gives us
everything supposed to come out through the year. I thought it was going to be good.
Yes. He had to, Witch. He had to take a bullet for all of us.
But
did you see my message, Cryptid?
Yeah, we'll talk about yours afterwards, Witch.
Yeah.
Yours will be the last one.
Remember everything about Danny Rand. He remembered the Avengers, and he puts all that into his one fist and flies straight into Conchu, blows a hole right through this man's chest. He does a dragon fist. They even made the dragon summon and everything. He did the dragon fist right while the.
Oh. Okay. At least they gave him a good farewell, I guess. You know.
Yeah. So he punches through it. He kills Conchu. He's falling one more time. There's more visions scripted. Doctor Strange has a baby with Clea.
Yeah.
There's some furry mutant people. We see Bucky fist punching American kaiju somehow.
I love
Iron
that.
Man gets a new reactor. Looks like.
Yeah, that's in Thunderbolt.
It looks like Professor X is like playing with Cyclops in the dark. This is kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much here, Cryptid. I absolutely hate this book now.
Well, I'm glad I avoided this book, you know.
But the book ends with Luke Cage passing out, then like recovering. But we get a scene of Tony and Rhodey, who've been missing for a minute. I think Rhodey comes in, they're talking, and they're like, "This is another win for the good guys. We got time to set it up." They're watching the Luke Cage fight, and they're like, "Luke Cage did it," but they are young. They're like really young.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Luke Cage aged just fast or something else happened, but it's kind of crazy. But all it says was look out for From the Ashes X-Men July 2024.
Ashes, so Phoenix coming back, man.
Well, yeah, we've been knew that.
Yeah,
Okay.
they've been teasing the Phoenix coming back so they can fix the immune situation for a minute though. So I'm fine with it, to be honest. But a lot of stuff for teased. The most interesting stuff really was the Avengers Twilight, which we already knew about. So I don't know why they teased it. Bucky fighting American Kaiju is going to be interesting. I want to know how that happens.
Yeah, it was teased. You know what's going to happen?
Big gun.
No. The panel is him like being giant and punching American Kaiju in the face, which is like Godzilla size.
Oh, you can still get a big gun. I don't know.
Those writers really want to work overtime on Bucky, I've noticed. You know? But, oh well, whatever. So, yeah. Continue on.
That's it, man. This book a whole lot. But it really didn't need to. That stuff could have been not in the book.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important to know, we know at least like something to look out for. Hopefully, they actually put all this stuff out and don't like postpone the
Hopefully so. And hey, this set the bar low for the next timeless issue we'll get next year. So,
yeah, get better writers. Give me Timeless by Jonathan Hickman. I want to do that book.
There you go. But anyway, speaking of timeless, you want to move on now?
I'll promise I'll be quick because I know we are over the 2-hour mark.
Gotcha. I'll be quick. Keep it under 10 minutes if possible.
Yeah, that was the goal, but I'm gonna try to get through it. But if you guys read this book, you guys can pitch in here and there. But we are talking about Alan Scott Green Lantern issue Vengeance of the Spectre. So we finally get more JSA members for all you JSA fans. I really need to read more JSA books, but that's okay. We'll get there when we get there. I just finished Hellions. Anyways, it starts off with this mysterious guy reading a newspaper in a cab, because why not? And I keep forgetting his name, but Alan's friend, the guy with a really thick New York accent, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't know his name, but you know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. So basically, he's giving this guy a ride, and it's all good and dandy. And then you see Alan to discuss what happened to a friend of both of theirs, I guess you could say. His name was Tommy. We'll circle back to that. A buddy, a pal. You get the gist.
Wink, wink. All right.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You get the gist. You get the idea. And so keep in mind, in this general area, a lot of raids have been happening because, the gays can't exist in peace. I should know. I wake up every day, unfortunately. So when a police riot is happening, Alan gets pulled into a wall. Don't worry, he's fine. And into his fit, But it's all good. So he heads over to the city morgue where he's talking with fan favorite Flash, Jay Garrick. I don't care what anyone says. Jay Garrick is best Flash. Fight me. Suck my dick. Anyways, so they're discussing what happened to Tommy and all this other stuff and how basically Alan has to go do this shit solo because the police ain't gonna do shit. Everyone knows that. So basically he has to figure out everything that happened basically by himself, but he's probably gonna have some JSA members help him out here and there. You should know this by now, like alone, but it's fine, whatevers. So anyways, we cut to a dark alleyway where we see this one guy run away from this guy in a green suit. It's a nice green suit. But then
Okay.
his coat, which is a really cool coat, kind of turns into this cape thing, and
Okay.
the guy is trying to get more information out of the guy running away from the green guy. And then we see Alan pull up and basically just separate the two before anything bad could happen. But don't worry, you might recognize this guy in the green if you read any JSA or know anything about old school DC. And this guy in the green suit is like he's fine, don't worry, you're late. And Alan's like, wait, how did you even know I was coming? And then the guy's like, oh, trust me, I have eyes everywhere. Like, you're fine. But doesn't matter because they walk through a wall and we find out that the guy in the green suit is known as the Spectre,
Oh.
So, fun facts. I don't know much about any of these motherfuckers besides like maybe two, but that's okay. I'll read more JSA in the future.
Spectre's like God in DC, I think.
Yeah, I know that. I know a little bit about the JSA. Sorry, Amy, I don't read it. Got to catch up with all my Clarion books, my 2 Clarion books. We'll circle back around to Clarion another day. But anyways, so basically, the Spectre and Alan are going through like the files, and the Spectre finds Tommy's record, I guess you could say. And basically, they look through it, and guess what? You guys want to place your butts down in the comment section below? Do you know what happens when they open up this file? No?
What is it?
Okay, cool. It's empty. It's an empty file. We love that.
Ooh.
We fucking love that when shit is empty and you can't get shit. That's basically my life. Anyways, so basically, Alan wants to fight this shit alone, but the Spectre's like, yo, I need to find this guy just as much as you need to find this guy. So we gotta like look for information together. It's fine and dandy, Basically, we have to like find out what happened and make sure we don't get imprisoned for this shit. So it's all good. Like I'm trying to say that someone's trying to frame you, Alan Scott. That is the line from the book. You do see everything. Yeah. Shit. So yeah, basically we get a little bit into how the Spectre became the Spectre. It's like very brief, but it's fine. So Alan goes off and flies off because he doesn't want to deal with the fact that his boyfriend's dead because he's sad and gay. I get it. I'm also sad and gay. I completely understand. He's sad in a different way though, but we can go to therapy together. I don't know. As long as he's paying, because I don't have money for that. Anyways, we cut back to our lovely taxi man driving this guy around the city again. And guess what? Guess what the shocker is? That mysterious guy's eyes are glowing red. Ooh, spooky. So basically, Alan is like, we cut back to Alan and the Spectre, and he's like, oh, I'm a fraud, I'm a criminal deviant, and all this other stuff. And the Spectre's like, you didn't mean to kill those men. Like, trust me, I think you're fine. Like, you're fine. Like, yeah, the government might say one thing, but trust me, you had your reasonings. Like, it's all good. Hold on. Basically, he's like, God's retribution isn't meant for people like you. It's meant for certain people that actually fully deserve it, And he basically reiterates that whatever happened to Tommy wasn't his fault. Like, it wasn't Alan's fault. Like, if God didn't want him to love, then he wouldn't have been feeling love, I guess you could say. And you see, like, Alan, like, really upset over this. And I'm like, I get it. I feel your pain, bitch. You and me both. Anyway, I feel sad. The Spectre's like, oh, yeah, fun fact. I'm not really much of a spiritual guy, so, woo! Anyways, so it's all good and dandy. So basically he jokes around that, oh, he should be the one that be put into an asylum, not you, and everything, and all this other stuff. And basically, he gives Alan an idea of where to go and what to do, So basically,
Okay.
that's what Alan does. He goes off and finds the guy who's trying to frame him, you know? And the Spectre's like, find him? You better bring his ass to me because, yeah, fuck you. Also, the Spectre's kind of looking like a snack here, but I'll simp later on Twitter. It's fine. Anyways, so I love our favorite cab driver drops off this mysterious red-eyed man who's now having a nice red aura around his head. And he's going through this file, and he has a very similar ring styled ring to our favorite Green Lantern in this case, you know, but it's red. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, you see this guy looking through. You see our lovely cab guy going through the news and basically saying that the something from the Kremlin, you know, something about this like mysterious guy, you know, from like something with the Soviets. You get the gist. I'm not gonna get too much into it. Then you see Alan go through a wall because that's what he does. And basically, we find out that this mysterious guy is the guy framing him, and his name is Johnny. And this is basically the guy that the Spectre wants. So basically, Alan's like, please look at me, like, I want to talk. And then he just gets whacked in the face. I don't know what he says because I don't know any Slavic language. I don't know the Cyrillic alphabet. I couldn't tell you what the fuck he's saying. So basically, he just knocks him out, and basically, fun times. And so the next issue is called Red Light, Green Light. So maybe they're playing a hectic game of Red Light, Green Light. But that's basically where the issue ends. I like this issue. I recommend this book for anyone who's a fan of not only Alan Scott, but also if you're a fan of the JSA, because you do get a quick cameo here. Also, I just recommend this if you're gay and sad. So that's why I'm reading it, because I'm gay and sad. Anyways, love the issue. Can't wait for a Red Light, Green Light. We'll have yay!
I'm surprised it took him this long.
I like every book, every issue you talked about so far, so I'll probably buy the book too.
Yeah, I choose actual good books to talk about. I don't talk about shit. Okay, I know better than to talk about 5 Spider-Man books and bullshit. I strictly choose the books I talk about.
I'm surprised it took him this long to bring in the Red Lantern in this book, because I remember months ago when this book was
It's a 6-issue miniseries.
Yeah, all the more reason you should bring in the Red Lantern early on, you know?
JSA though.
But, okay. But anyway, hopefully the wait will be worth it, you know?
Yeah. So, before we end,
yeah.
Last week I was gonna talk about this one indie book that I bought, but I read it and I wasn't really that interested in it, so that's why I didn't talk about it. So that's why I only talked about like one book. So just letting y'all know that now. Anyways, go read Alan Scott Green Lantern. It's really good, especially if you want to buy more DC nowadays. Go read this book. It's a really good book. In the future, I might read some more JSA, but I'm definitely trying to read more Authority and Clarion the Witch Boy. Those are my three things I'm mostly reading DC for. But anyways, go read this book.
It needs to be used more.
I like Clarion. Shut up. He's my little my little shithead.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
He's my little shithead.
But anyway, audience, with that, that's it for Phanatic Live.
Yeah,
plugging our socials one more time, Wish. Yep.
Okay, hello. With my new mic, which I have to constantly mute if I just, God forbid, I want to eat something. Anyway, subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is where we post all of the live streams because we don't know how to post it on Spotify at the moment. We'll figure it out in the future. If we can get someone to do that for us, that'll be great. Anyways, follow us on Twitter at ComicFanatic69. We do post a lot of updates there. That's the best way to find all of our links to all of our videos, and also just random memes and art that I post on there. If you want to follow us on Instagram, which we are a lot less active on, but we still do post there occasionally. That's where I posted this new art with the mistake on there. If you find it cool, because I can't afford that. You can follow us at Comic Fanatic 2.0. keep in mind, audience, it's with a PH, not with an F. I have to tell multiple people that it's with a PH. Anyways, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. I've been posting some funny shit on there and reposting a lot of gay shit. So, woo! And no, I will not give you the @to my alt Twitter account. You don't deserve that. Anyways, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at witch_of_Jotunheim. On TikTok, I just recently posted a whole bunch of North Star cosplay videos. So go watch those, please, and like them because I'm kind of proud of those for once. Because I always cosplay him around the same time every year. Anyways, if you want to find Austin, he's at the brick wall. Come on, you should know where he is at this point. Jake, I don't know where the fuck he went. He went off into the void again. He just wanted to take a nap. Fair enough. And you know how to find Cryptid. You know how to summon Cryptid. It's fine. Woo!
Say the Pledge of Allegiance in front of a bald eagle 3 times and I'll pop up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyways, good night, audience. We'll see you guys next week, maybe.
Gotcha. Bye.